State, and it's an imposing record.
It certainly is. I'll tell you, they've got a great kicking game, as I was mentioning. Also, I would like to give a real bouquet of roses to a guy like Earl Bruce, who stepped into a very difficult situation, replacing the legendary Woody Hayes.
And kicking off for Michigan will be number 6, Ali Haji Sheikh. He is a freshman out of Arlington, Texas. And we are ready for number 76 between the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. It is deep in the end zone to Ty Hicks. A little hesitation, decides a little late to come out with it, and they get him up about the 14-yard line. Mel Owens brought him down. The starting unit for Ohio State, Schlichter is at quarterback. Calvin Murray opens at tailback. It'll be Paul Campbell regaining his starting position at fullback. White Lightning Doug Donnelly, a wide receiver, and Gary Williams, number 44, is the other wide receiver. And it's just short of the 15-yard line for Ohio State in its first offensive possession. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Bo Schembechler's defensive unit plays a little different ball game today. Last Saturday, we saw Don James at Washington do a lot of gambling on defense, and it worked for him. On the first play, it is Donnelly in motion, and Schlichter hands the ball off to the tailback Murray, and he spins it out of there, and he runs the football all the way to the 27-yard line. Mark Brayman brought him down. Had a big hole in the middle, and it helped there by Brad Dwelly, freshman tight end. Tim Burke is at tackle, number 76, 245. Andrea is 246. Guy in the middle is Waugh at 217. Ken Fritz at 242 guard. Joe Lukens 250 at tackle. And Bill Jaco will share the time with Dwelly at that tight end position at 250. It is first down at the 28-yard line for the Buckeyes. The handoff goes to the short man, Paul Campbell. Remember Campbell, in the UCLA game, he caught the winning touchdown. He had been the starting fullback, but he moved to tight end because of injuries. And Andy Canavino, number 41, an outstanding linebacker for Michigan.
Number 1 tackler on this football team, lined up in there on the inside, comes in and makes the play. He's had 121 stops thus far.
The football is at the 33, where it is second down and 5 for Ohio State. They started just inside their 15. Schlichter gives the ball to Murray. He's outside. And he's close to a first down before Mike Jolly, number 16, from Kelvindale, Michigan, runs him out. The defensive unit for Michigan lines up with Greer, Turgeback, and Heitz, the down men. 5 linebackers include these people. Mel Owens is run for 22 yards. Chuck Hunter in at the wide receiver position, number 89, for Ohio State. It is a first down at the 42. Short man, the fullback Campbell, across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Mike Turgeback, the junior middle guard from Austintown, Ohio, brought him down. Gene Calhoun, who has worked so many big ball games, the line judge Dale Oram and the field judge, his auto pulls, and the back judge is Mike Nevin. It is second down and 6, and Schlichter will put it up for the first time. Over the middle he goes with it. The pass is caught at the Michigan 40-yard line. A gain of 14 yards, and it was Gary Williams, number 44, going high to get it.
That fake was so good to the inside by Schlichter, the linebackers held, and Williams was wide open. You'll see there's no one to the inside. He stands alone for the ball. Schlichter throws it a little high, but up he goes for the grab. It was the fake that did the number for him.
And the Wolverines now watching Michigan, scratching away at him, but the offense yet to see it for Michigan. It's been all Ohio State as Campbell again runs it for a couple of hard yards, maybe 3. I'll tell you, if Ohio State takes this ball and just goes right on in for 6, look out.
I'll tell you, Keith, Bo, I know, doesn't like the way things are going. He won the toss, elected to defend the south goal because of the wind coming from the south-southwest, in anticipation and hopes that he would force a punt from Ohio State, particularly after they shut him off down there on that kickoff return. It's not going the way Schembechler would like.
Williams is wide to the top of the screen as Schlichter sets him on second down and 7 from the 37. Got a little double motion there. That's illegal motion by Ohio State. Donnelly, the wide receiver, was in motion, coming across behind the line of scrimmage, and then the fullback Campbell started too soon. So So that'll cost them 5. If Michigan elects to take the penalty, the play was whistled down, little late up in this neck of the woods. 3rd and 9 for Ohio State. Schlichter to throw it. He goes over the middle, and no, it's down the sidelines. He had a man over the middle. Pass incomplete, out of bounds. Coming across, looking for Donnelly was Michael Harden and knocked him loose. If he'd gone over the middle, he might have had a touchdown.
Right open in the center of the field. Can't see it from this angle. Donnelly in motion, starts up the field. He runs past the defender, number 28, Mark Raymond, and it looks like he's got the ball here momentarily. I think he comes down inbound, you see, but the ball is shaken loose with the tackle. That penalty was very instrumental in that drive.
Yes, it was. Orris in the punt. Deep man, Harden and Jolly. Pair of them. You know Orris will be looking for the corner. Hits it toward the right corner. Hits in the end zone. Michigan stops Ohio State. Receiver, and the first play of the game, Hewlett goes down the line on the option, gets around the corner, and he is run out of bounds. He breaks the first play of the ball game for a first down. He ran for 16 yards.
Well, this is exactly what Bo Schembechler said. He's going to run the option play with Hewlett. He says he's quick, he can run. You can see the backside guard, Arbesnik, putting a beautiful block. Hewlett breaks to the outside, and Bo thinks he's a great athlete. The only reason he hasn't played is because he had a hamstring pull and missed most of the season.
Anthony Carter is wide out of the picture. And first down, Michigan from the 36. The ball is given to the fullback. And Lawrence Reed gets it maybe a yard before he is pounded down. The offensive front for the Michigan Wolverines. Doug Marsh is right back at guard, 244. Ed Muransky, 266 at tackle. They're big. 2nd down and 9 from the 37 of Michigan. Hewlett on the option. Outside it goes to Woolfolk, the tailback. And Woolfolk fumbles the football. Michigan recovers it. Anthony Carter, number 1, a freshman wide receiver, was right there and fell on the loose football. The defensive unit for Ohio State. Dulin, Sawicki, and Foster. Dulin in there because Henson is hurt. Ferguson, Marek, a freshman. Great one. Washington, Laughlin, great linebackers for Ohio State. Defensive secondary, Guess, Ellis, Bell, Skilling. And they've improved tremendously this year with this particular coaching staff and a little time, I'm sure. Tony Jackson is now on his wing back for Michigan, and the play goes up the middle as the Wolverines work on first down from their own 47-yard line. The gain is close to midfield. Mullet call it the 49-yard line.
You can see the intention here by Bo and the offensive team of Michigan is to try to hold the linebackers, quiet them down on the inside, give the ball to the fullback a few times, and of course that'll make the option all that more effective.
Double tight end arrangement now with Marsh and Norm Betts, number 82. 2nd down and 7, call it midfield. Option to Woolfolk. Nope. Good play over there by Mike Guess, number 12. Outstanding defensive play.
The deployment of Ohio State, they were overloaded to the side. I believe if Hewlett could have audibilized and come back to the short side of the field, he would have been more successful. They ran right into the strength of that defense.
Clayton is back in. Betts comes out for Michigan. 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. There is no score. And again, to tell you, it's 50 degrees. Just an absolutely gorgeous day. 3rd down, 10. Hewlett turns it upfield. He gets to the Ohio State 49-yard line before Marcus Marek brings him down, a big fella out of Masery, Ohio, 6'2", 210. So that's going to bring up 4th down. The Michigan punting game, you see the net average there, and the team average, that includes 3 blocked punts. And you can see where it sits in the whole structure of things in Division 1A. It's pretty pathetic.
It looks like they're going to return on the first one. I thought they might come after him.
Virgil is in the punt. And I'm sure, oh, look at the bounce. But it trickles on into the end zone. They're playing. 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the first quarter as Ohio State comes up with its second possession. First down at their own 20-yard line. Art Schlichter has Murray and Campbell behind him. Ron Barwig is in there. The ball goes to Murray, the tailback. And this time, the Wolverines handle him a little bit better. First time he carried the ball for a first down. Picked up 14 yards. This time, he gets a couple of yards.
On that first play, they went right at Curtis Greer, the outstanding football player from Michigan. They tried it again this time, but Greer was right in there.
Ball is just beyond the 22. It is second down for Ohio State. They're taking a lot of time in the huddle. Schlichter out to the 24, 25. Down he goes. Mike Turgovac, 77, leading the defensive charge for the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan defense a little more mobile, a little more aggressive in this second appearance on the field.
That was definitely a pre-called run, even though Schlichter rolled out and tried to give evidence of a possible pass. He tucked that ball underneath pretty early and tried to run to the corner, but good support by the Michigan secondary.
It is third down and 5. Schlichter looks to throw, goes over the middle with it. Intercepted! Michael Harden. Michigan first down, Ohio State 32.
You take a look at this, you'll see that Schlichter threw that ball very well, even though it's his 5th interception of the year. The ball hits the receiver's hand right there. Could have had it. Donnelly could have had that ball. It was not that poorly thrown.
Another look at Donnelly as he comes out in isolation. So swift.
Pretty well covered in here, but still Schlichter hits him. Lets him go up for the ball, comes off of his hands. Harden steps in for his second interception.
And Michigan to the attack. Send it up the middle with a fullback, Lawrence Reed. He hits from the 31 is where they put the ball down. Rams it down to the Ohio State 25-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. The first break of the ball game for the Wolverines.
Keith, watching Bo Schembechler yesterday, also the Wolverines work out. They're really loose. They've got everything to gain in this ball game, nothing to lose, and the pressure is definitely on the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Anthony Carter goes wide. Hewlett on an option. Turns it. And firing through is Al Washington, number 15, inside linebacker, a junior out of Cleveland, to bring him down for a yard loss. It'll be third down.
Hewlett did a good job that time. He was covered. Here's Washington, the number 1 tackler for the Buckeyes, steps inside here. The pitch man was also covered. Hewlett elects to try to step inside and avoid Washington. Does not. Had he thrown the ball, it had been disastrous.
Third down and 5 now for Michigan. The much maligned kicking game of Michigan. You may have a look at it very shortly unless they come up with a third down conversion. Hewlett puts it up. Good. Clayton out of bounds, just short of the 10.
Bo said yesterday that he was only going to allow Hewlett to throw to the outside of the perimeter of the defense. Did not want the freshman quarterback to throw it down inside where the linebackers were. Here's a beautiful throw. And if there's any question or doubt about the talent of Rich Hewlett, I think he is demonstrating his capabilities. So
I think this fellow Clayton is a great football player, too.
Pardon me? Oh, Clayton. Oh, he can fly.
Call it the 11-yard line. It is first down for Michigan. The first threat of the ball game belongs to the Wolverines. And the handoff goes inside. And the gain is down to about the 7 as Reed, the big fullback, hits in one more time. 223-pounder, a senior from Detroit.
He's having a good year.
Came out of Philadelphia.
He had 542 yards coming into this game, averaging 5.5. Been in the end zone 6 times.
All at the 8-yard line. Second and 7. Outside for Wolfel. Blocking, he goes close to a first down. He's down at the 2-yard line. It was Merrick, number 36, that got him.
Well, Merrick, he made a great play. He saved a touchdown here. Here's Merrick, the freshman who had a sensational game. Number 36, had a great game against Iowa last week. Watch him come across here. Looks like Woolfolk's going to get into the end zone. 36 stops him cold. Terrific tackle.
3rd and 1 for the first down. 3rd and 2 for the touchdown. 4:29 and running in the first quarter. Hewlett. He didn't get his touchdown, but he is close to a first down. He was trying to follow Reed, put the ball in Reed's belly, pulled it out, then tried to slide off tackle. And Merrick, Washington, the 2 linebackers, stepped inside and held him up.
Looks like he's going to go for it to me. I'll tell you, he's down at the 1-yard line. He's going for it. In a big game like this, it's a good decision. If he doesn't make it, he leaves Ohio State with the ball on the 1-yard line.
That's the kicking game that we'll constantly talk about until its fortunes change. 4th down. Just outside the 1. They can get a first down without scoring. Hewlett won't get there. Ohio State holds as Hewlett goes down at the 3. Merrick again on the play for the Buckeyes.
Good goal line defense.
So Ohio State bows its neck with a goal line in its back and holds Michigan, and we've got timeout. Replay of the 4th down effort, an error I do not understand. Why in the world you don't give that big tailback who can fly the football?
Biggest problem with running an option down on the goal line is that your quarterback is running parallel to the line of scrimmage and tough to generate any momentum. Ohio State stopped Hewlett.
And the Buckeyes from the 3 wedge it out across the 5 as Schlichter sticks his head in there and wiggles for a couple of yards, maybe 3 to the 6.
Hey, one thing that convinced me a year ago about Schlichter, that he's a tough kid. He took some real shots when the pass protection looked down, and there was no question about it as a freshman.
Oh, his first game, Penn State almost made him a flower bed.
That's right. He's a tough kid.
Millen and Clark rode him like a bronco all day. 2nd down and 7. They hand it off, and Michigan's defense hits in there on Murray, and they bring him down. It's Turkovac, the middle guard. Curtis Greer, number 95, isolated here, playing with a sore ankle.
Yeah, didn't practice much this week, but Bo said he would go. The senior, his last game. Here he comes all the way around. Play was delayed enough that he comes in there and makes the play.
The ball is at the 7. It is 3rd down. And they need 6, a little more than 6.
Well, I don't think you would. Earl Bruce will get fancy down here and put it in the air. I don't think that he wants to take that kind of chance. But let's see what he does.
It's a great place for the old quick kick right here.
Gonna throw it.
Put it up. Whoa, they almost get him in the end zone. Now he gets it off, and they're going to make it work. It's Murray. Shades of Arizona State Stanford. Turk Schonert a couple of weeks ago where he was almost down in the end zone. Turkovac had almost planted him, and he gets away from him and makes the thing work for a first down.
Amazingly, in the same position of the field as that game in the Stanford game. He turns to throw over the middle and throw back. Does not find anyone open. Tucks the ball underneath. This is what a scrambling quarterback can do. Comes running to the right and dumps the ball off to Murray. And, of course, a big play.
And first down, Ohio State at their own 32 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter and no score. Option with Schlichter. Well, it's not an option at all. That was run all the way. Didn't work either. Next Monday night, ABC's presentation of NFL football features the Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams. And the NFC Western Division, those 2 teams belong to it. And they're sitting back in the pack behind the New Orleans Saints. Rams trying to get their act together, let one get away from them in Chicago last Sunday. So it's a big ball game in the NFC West between the Rams and Falcons at 9 Eastern time here on ABC. Ball is at the 32 at 2nd down 10.
Good defense by Michigan. Went into what we call a double roll-up. Both the corner man or the wolf man and the corner coming up to the line of scrimmage.
Whistle, stop him. Procedure or time, one or the other.
No, the center.
And it's the biggest one, as you see, in regular season history. There have been 2 Rose Bowl crowds that have been bigger. Those were Ohio State USC, matter of fact, 73-5, I think.
How about the weather, too? Sun splash, that doesn't happen often this time of the year. Not in this country.
It is 2nd down and 15 for the Buckeyes, and Schlichter looks downfield. He throws it short to Murray, the tailback. Murray is bumped out of bounds, picked up 1 yard up to the 33. Ron Simpkins, number 40, across to get him.
Now, they flooded the short side of the field. They had people somewhat open, but they didn't have much room to operate in.
So he got the 5 back on the penalty, +1. Make it 3rd down and 9. And 51 seconds to play in the first period. Donnelly and Williams go wide. They're wide to the open side of the field. Murray comes off the I-back position and goes out as an eligible receiver, and they throw it down to Williams. It's too long. Incomplete. Gary, at 6'2", 200, couldn't quite get that high. Also, way back upfield after he released the ball, Art Schlichter went down.
Hey, they're also pushing the clock on the 25-second rule.
They are.
Taking an abnormally long time. I don't know whether it's deliberate or whether or not they're not getting the communications as rapidly.
Anthony Carter, number 1, will go deep for Michigan, and Tom Orris will do the punting. And this number 1 is exciting when he gets the football and a little bit of daylight.
Jim Beckler says he's dynamite.
Pressure on. Orris gets it out of there. Knuckleballs it. Good distance. Carter has it. Nothing but white shirts around him, though, and they've got him up around the 32-yard line. That was a 39-yard kick. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's that kind of history that adds to the fervor of this particular series. And really squared off over the years. 37 seconds to go. Michigan has the ball out near the 32-yard line. First down. Their second offensive possession. Young Hewlett gives to the tailback, and there is a loss of about 3.
No chance there. One of the interesting...
Third possession, I should say, yes.
Yeah, one of the interesting statistics, as you say, there was no home field advantage, as we saw on the screen here a moment ago. The team that scores first in this game, historically, has won 80% of the time, so that Michigan's failure down here, of course, had they scored, you could see the dramatic difference in the percentages in their chances of winning.
This will be the last play of the first quarter. On 2nd down and 13. Hewlett straight back. He's got Clayton open. Intercepted. Waited too long, and Ray Ellis picked it off. And Ohio State has the ball at the Michigan 38-yard line. He had Clayton breaking open early, but he got it there too late. And the Buckeyes are in business after 1 period of play. Ray Ellis, who came up with that interception on a good, alert defensive play. Hewlett just a fraction too late in getting the ball toward Clayton. And the Buckeyes are in business at the Michigan 38-yard line as we have the first play of the second quarter. First down for the Bucks, and Schlichter gives to the tailback Murray, and he's down at the 40. Mike Turgevac, who's playing a heck of a game for Michigan. Here's the interception play.
Hewlett comes back, throws back into the strength of the defense, although he had Clayton open. It was great ball reaction by Ellis. Watch him come out of nowhere right there and steal the ball. That's his 3rd interception of the year.
They mark the ball down at the 39-yard line. You can see Ellis, he didn't want to give it up.
Did a great job of returning.
Yes, he did. At the 39, 2nd down, 11, Buckeyes. Schlichter on an option. Turns it to the 35. And Turgevac again is there to get a piece of him.
Both teams are reacting beautifully to the run. He has a broken hand here. You see it well padded. Watch him fight off the center, Tom Waugh. Flow with the play. And right there make the play on Schlichter, although Schlichter ran through him. He got him down, not after he got a couple of yards.
3rd down and about 7. Ball is just over the 35. Schlichter to put it up. And he goes for Donnelly.
Oh.
Almost. Doug was out there and got a hand on it, but couldn't come up with it.
Ben Needham was back there by himself, the defensive end, covering in the flats. You see number 83, he's a defensive right end. They're in an unusual coverage here and necessitates him running all the way back there. He is beat. The ball had been just slightly overthrown. Needham is 6'4", 215.
In no way a linebacker is going to run.
Well, they had the right call on.
Yep. They'll punt it. Orris.
19, Tom Orris to punt.
Jolly and Harden are deep for Michigan.
And Jolly deep for Michigan.
Third punt of the ball game for Orris, averaging 39 on his first two. Pops it up and going into the end zone. And Michigan will have it. I think those first quarter numbers reflect a 0-0 ball game, don't they?
They really do. I think the only difference there is Schlichter's passing of 85 yards in the first quarter as opposed to 54 for Michigan. The running is almost even, obviously 40-39. Possession time is the same. It's a no-score ball game.
13:35 to go in the first half of play. Wolverines come up. Hewlett is still in there at quarterback. Reed and Woolfolk set behind him, and Carter in motion. Ohio State with a 5-man front. Hewlett on the option, turns it in the middle. Maybe a yard. Jim Laughlin, number 5. A senior outside linebacker from Lyndhurst, Ohio, made the tackle.
Well, the option play develops so slowly. You'll see Laughlin is a defensive right end. He's coming from the backside. He's delayed momentarily. And then he comes across, and the option is developing so slowly, Laughlin comes all the way across and makes the play.
Second down, 9. Michigan at the 21. Tony Jackson, wide receiver now, replacing Clayton. Hewlett wants to put it up. Now he's got a little field to run on. And he gets it up to the 28-yard line, maybe the 29. They mark him at the 29. He's a yard short of the first down. The Alabama Crimson Tide, ranked number 1 in the country against the Hurricanes of Miami down in Tuscaloosa, immediately following our ball game today at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. There, won 100 already in the 70s, and he's trying to win himself a piece of the Southeastern Conference title. Of course, Georgia and Auburn are playing at Athens today, and if Georgia beats Auburn, then the Bulldogs are going to go to the Sugar Bowl, and that puts Alabama on the marketplace. Third down and a yard for the first down at the 29. That's Woolfolk, the tailback, and he's got the first down as he reaches the 33.
It was interesting that Ohio State elected to go into a goal line defense, man-to-man coverage on a short down situation. Here's Sawicki, the nose man. He's blocked off the line of scrimmage, comes flowing with the play right here, and makes the play on Woolfolk.
I suspect they may miss Big Luther Henson in that defensive front, too.
Yeah, he has a broken or hairline fracture of the tibia.
First down at the 33 for the Wolverines. No score. Hewlett rolls it.
Oh, there the fullback's wide open.
Reed scooped for it, didn't come up with it. He had him wide open up around the 42-yard line.
Perfect play. They overloaded, I'm talking about Ohio State, overloaded the defensive field, and they came back with a bootleg, and it was wide open. Good call. Unfortunately, the execution wasn't there by Hewlett. Threw the ball a little low.
Second down, 10. Roosevelt Smith, number 26. He's in at fullback now for Michigan. He's a junior out of Detroit.
I'll tell you what, if Ohio State uses that same coverage, you're going to see that same play a few more times in this game.
Smith with it. He's up to about the 35, maybe the 36. Working on Lawrence Reed on the sidelines. When he went down trying to catch that pass and tumbled into the side, he was shaken. And he's sitting on the bench down there, and the medical staff's working on him right now. At the 36-yard line, third down and 7 for the Wolverines with 11:50 to go in the first half and no score in the ball game. And a bruiser so far.
It's like man-to-man coverage. Blitz.
A lot of time passes incomplete. He threw the ball behind Doug Marsh, who had hooked over the middle. Marsh was the only hope he had out of the defensive secondary because Ohio State had the two wide men covered like a blanket.
Well, they went into a blitz situation, man-to-man coverage. Doug Marsh slow blocked or delayed, then came off the line of scrimmage, and Hewlett threw it clear behind him, but he was covered.
And Virgil is in now to punt to Mike Guess, number 12 right there. His first punt, 49 yards. Lawrence Reed apparently has separated a shoulder. He is the big man in the Michigan backfield at fullback. They will miss it. On fourth down, Virgil puts it up, throws a knuckleball upfield, and it is incomplete. We anticipated they might try that, but he just absolutely threw a dying quail up in the air, and Roosevelt Smith had no chance to get to it.
Bo said yesterday he's either going to punt or run or pass. He has the option. No one's open. He should have punted the ball. He had that option. Hey.
Here's Smith now, who's the only man that had a chance for it. And Ohio State's got the ball now at the Michigan 36-yard line.
You can see how strategy can backfire. Your punting game is so bad, they were trying to take advantage of it, expecting a heavy rush, and everything went kaput.
And they've got a problem. Good field position for the Buckeyes, and Art Schlichter sets him up and gives the ball to the fullback Campbell. And Paul is down to about the 34-yard line for a couple of yards. It is confirmed now that Lawrence Reed has a shoulder separation and will not return on this day. Ohio State had the ball at the Michigan 38 in their last possession. And there is a man who has done a spectacular job at Columbus this year. Second down. Ball just inside the 39-yard line. Up 34-yard line.
Get him!
Schlichter. Run all the way, and they get him out of bounds at about the 33.
Tim Burke put a number 76 of the Buckeyes put a block on over at the side.
That's time remaining in the second quarter of play. It'll be third down and 7. Time. Charge to Ohio State. Schlichter will go to the sidelines. Both teams now. And now we're back live in Ann Arbor with no score between Ohio State and Michigan. If Ohio State wins or ties today, they go on. Next Friday, this coming Friday, Florida State, Florida, Houston, Texas Tech, a doubleheader for you. Then on Saturday, we'll be at Bowman, Oklahoma, for Nebraska, Oklahoma. Oh, that'll be a good one. Third down and 7 for the Buckeyes at the 33 of Michigan.
Pick it off, please.
All day, he's going to make something out of this. Owens, number 53, finally comes back with help from Ron Simpkins to bring him down, and it looked like Schlichter might break that thing really big.
Well, what happened on the play is the formation, they unbalanced it to the field. Ohio State did. They had an extra man to the right. That gave Schlichter ample time to roll out, but he could not find anyone open. The coverage was terrific. And here, of course, we're going to have a field goal attempt by Anakiewski.
46 yards for Vladdy Anakiewski. He is 1 for 2 from this distance this year. His longest, 51. He's got it up. And it's wide to the right. And so once again, Ohio State is turned away after getting the football in good field position.
Risk.
10:01 to go in the first half. The Wolverines got the ball. It is at the 28-yard line, and it's first down. Tailback, Woolfolk. Loses the football. It's picked up by Marsh. And Marsh gets it up to the 38-yard line.
How did that ball get to Marsh?
Guess knocks it loose, number 12. Here you see number 24 go in there.
He's hit pretty good. Right there by Washington. He spins out of it. There
Guess
it comes
strips
out.
It loose, yep.
Now it bounces all the way over to Marsh, comes right up like a bounce.
How did he get over there?
And Ellis makes the play.
And it's first down for Michigan. Well, with that kind of luck, you know, you got to be starting to look over your shoulder. They've made some mistakes, and Suddenly they drop the ball and get a first down out of it. Hewlett, the quarterback on the option, gets it to the 42. Al Washington on the tackle for Ohio State.
Take a look at Washington again, number 15. Really a flyer, flowing with the play. Good, avoids the block, comes on over on the attempted option, steps right in and fills, and makes the tackle on Hewlett.
Mark it at the 41-yard line. Pick up a 3, second down, 7, 9 minutes to go first half. Still no score in the ball game. Each team has had opportunity. Way back behind the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. Down goes the Michigan quarterback, and Keith Ferguson, number 65, junior outside linebacker from Miami, Florida, did the job for Ohio State.
Coming into this game, he had 10 sacks for 65 yards. That's another one for him. 6'5", 224, and he moved like a defensive back coming in there.
They set it up at the 31-yard line. It'll be third down. They've got to go just beyond the 48 for the first down. So they need a little over 17 yards.
Good spot for a little screen pass, maybe. Now they're going to sprint draw.
Woolfolk found some daylight, getting it back to about the original line of scrimmage, the 39-yard line. Clock running at 8:05 to go in the first half. And it brings up fourth down, and the Wolverines will have to kick it away.
Notice, Keith, that Hewlett is limping a little bit. I don't know if you see him coming off
So
here.
is Marsh.
Yeah. Both of them. Now he looks like he's okay.
Virgil to punt. Guess deep for Ohio State. Pretty good punt this time. Williams, no, it's not. Number 14, Brian Schwartz drifts over. Young man from Simi Valley, California. 35 yards on that punt. Well, as time goes on, but Alabama's getting some of their walking wounded back in harness to finish the season. Alabama, after this Saturday, will then have Auburn to wind up the year. All right, Ohio State just beyond the 25, first down. Not much there for Murray. Jolly held his position, played it well. Number 16 for the Wolverines. Murray, a 180-pounder, a junior out of Woodbine, New Jersey. He plays bigger than that, too. He really whacks you for a 180-pounder.
Ohio State did everything they possibly could formation-wise to try to get leverage on Michigan, and they still couldn't get the corner turned with an overload.
Second down, 7, near the 29. Murray again, and he loses a yard. Turgerback one more time. Number 77.
Well, he's getting a lot of penetration. He's been playing with a fracture of one of his right hand, I believe it is. And he's doing a great job considering the circumstances.
Tom Waugh, the Ohio State center, is having trouble finding him. He's moving around in there, and he slants one side and then the next side, and making it tough on Waugh to pick him up. Rick Volley is now in at fullback for Ohio State, number 22. 6:45 to go in the first half. No score. Third down. Schlichter on an option. Goes outside to Murray. Oh, he got a good block over there and gets around the corner. Williams threw a great block to get him around. Gary Williams. He took down Jolly when it looked like Jolly was there to throw the ball carrier for a loss.
Oh, it looked like they had that play stopped completely. Williams did sustain his block on the corner, and he was able to turn it. Watch here, Schlichter doesn't have much of an opportunity. He fakes the ball to the fullback, comes down on the option. Look at the number of people that are here. Here's Triggerback 77 forcing. You also have two inside people, but watch Williams block right there from the outside, and he gets the corner turn.
And it's first down for Ohio State at the 41. Into the open goes Jim Gale, a sophomore out of Hampton, Virginia, number 26. And the Buckeyes break their first big running play of the afternoon. First down at the Michigan 37-yard line. That gained 32 yards.
Somebody walled off that inside linebacker. I couldn't see who it was. Boy, he popped through there. There was no one there.
That's Gale's biggest game of the year. Up the middle, this one goes. Volley, number 22, the fullback. And he's from the 37 to about the 34.
I think the fans probably should keep in mind also that Ohio State has not scored a touchdown on a Michigan team in 3 years.
They've drummed a lot of people this season, however, in the second quarter, and over the last 5 ball games, they've scored 226 points. So they can put points on the board in a hurry. So far, not today, as Schlichter hands the ball off again to Gale. And suddenly it is Jim Gale who is tearing holes in the Michigan interior defense. Jeff Reeves finally brings him down.
Exactly the same play. The sprint draw to the left. Look at the hole in there. The backside guard 56, Ken Fritz, comes right up through there, puts a good block on the linebacker, Andy Canavino. And it isn't until Jeff Reeves brings him down, he gets down to the 10-yard line. Both plays have been the off-tackle play to the left on sprint draw that have been successful.
And the 2 guards, Andrea and Fritz, really had some authority in there. Ball is just short of the 10-yard line. First down for Ohio State. Schlichter takes it up the middle to about the 6.
Elected to deploy to the goal line defense out at the 10-yard line, and Schlichter very wisely kept the ball and got as much yardage as he could.
They put it at the 7. A little bit more than 3 yards on that carry.
This is where Schlichter has been really dangerous with the option runner pass. Coming out, faking on a run action to the inside, and then keeping the ball on an option of throwing the ball or running it himself.
I might give it to Gale again, the way he's going. Nope, they put him in motion. Schlichter's going to put it up, goes into the corner with it. The pass is incomplete. Donnelly was over there, Jolly covering, and the ball was thrown in behind Donnelly. He was looking over his right shoulder. The ball went the other way.
The timing was off on the play. Donnelly was just in the process of making his break. Schlichter threw the ball a little early. They had man-on-man coverage. It was a well-designed play, but the timing was off.
Now you figure they got to put it up again because it is now 3rd down from the 7. The Buckeyes take a timeout. They want to talk about this thing. You have 4 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. We've got a scoreless ball game in Ann Arbor. All right, back in Ann Arbor, it is 3rd down at the 7-yard line of Michigan. Ohio State has had the conversation on the sideline. The offensive coaches, Earl Bruce, the head coach, and the Buckeyes are ready to go. No score in the ball game. Now there seems some anxiety on the Ohio State sideline. Looks like they're trying to get the attention. Now they call timeout again. There's some confusion. Schlichter is called off the snap. He indicates timeout.
Something wrong here from the sideline. The coaches Ohio State coaches are really making noise.
I thought Schlichter called timeout. I guess not. Now they get too much time, and there was the confusion on the sideline. The Ohio State coaches were running down trying to get Schlichter's attention. Looked like they wanted him to call timeout, and they get a procedure called here of too much time, I think.
Really?
Gene Calhoun walking around out there saying, hey, listen, let's play. Too much time, moves it back to the 12-yard line. There's just confusion, that's all.
Well, no problem on the timeouts. They had confusion. This is unusual because they had ample time to decide on what they were going to do. But I could see from the sideline, the Ohio State coaches were trying to get Schlichter's attention. I don't know whether they were in the wrong formation, the wrong position, but it cost them 5 yards and another timeout.
And it's 3rd down from the 12, and that's a big difference. Paul Campbell is back in at fullback now. They send Gale in motion. Schlichter backs up, flips it out to Gale. Gale goes to the 6, and the Wolverines down him. Needham, 83, is there, and Jolly, 16. And so it is 4th down. Here comes Onikiewski into the ball game. He will try the field goal, and it'll be a chip shot for the little guy. Only wears a size 7.5 shoe.
You know,
there's a time, you know, when they talked about you had to have a big foot to kick the ball.
Right.
Well, this is absolute proof here you don't.
It seems to me, I'm not sure whether or not they charged Ohio State to a timeout. They stopped the play for a penalty.
Got one left on the scoreboard. This is a 23-yarder, and Onikiewski is 5 out of 6 this year. Hooks it up, and it's good. And so finally we got some scoring as the Buckeyes get on the board at 3:48 to go in the first half to lead 3-0.
big plays in that drive were...
Gale
Yeah.
broke that big run. Had two big runs in the drive, and then the confusion on the sidelines between the people on the field and the people on the coaching staff. And it might well have cost the Buckeyes an opportunity at the touchdown because they did absorb a 5-yard penalty. That's what we'll have for you at halftime with Mr. Bill Fleming, who's probably less than relaxed at the moment. Bill will be checking around the country as the progress of other important games, since this is Bowl Saturday. Teams are allowed to accept invitations as of 6 o'clock local time tonight. There are many games down the road that will have some impact on some of the major bowls. USC-UCLA game next week, assuming a new importance in that Arizona State games were forfeited because of the use of ineligible players. That decision earlier this week, in case you didn't hear it. Art Schlichter now on the phones upstairs. Buckeyes will kick it off. Atha. Bob Atha hits it, hangs it up there, drives it on in the end zone, and Anthony Carter will have nothing to do with it, and Michigan will have the ball first down up at the 20. Auburn has taken a 2-0 lead over Georgia. Now, this is the importance of Auburn later in the season to go to the Sugar Bowl. John Wengler, senior from Royal Oak, Michigan, makes his first appearance at quarterback. He has been the starting quarterback. He hands the ball off to the tailback Stan Edwards, who is in the ball game for the first time today, and Stanley has been hurt. So he runs right into Big Tim Sawicki for a gain of 2 yards.
He's not that big. He's 6 foot 218, but he's quick. You see how he makes the center miss, just steps around him, and then gets all that penetration. You can see he gets him down, but he got so much penetration, Woolfolk had no chance to generate anything.
Edwards.
I'm sorry, Edwards.
Second down and 8. Fullback is Roosevelt Smith. Wengler wants to put it up. Goes over with it. Hits Marsh. Marsh is out to the 30. Up to the 31. It's a first down for Michigan. And hold everything. Wengler was planted after the play, and he really was slow to get up. But now he's jogging back towards the huddle.
One must remember that Wengler has completed 60.2% of his passes, over 1,000 yards and 6 TDs. He did have a bad day last week at Purdue where he threw 4 interceptions, and of course I think that had a lot to do with Hewlett starting here today. But he can throw the football, and with 2 minutes and 53 seconds, I'm sure Bo's going to try to get something going here.
First down, Michigan at their own 31.
Blitz.
Stanley Edwards. Well, there just isn't anything there. Linebacking core of Ohio State led by Mark Merrick. And Auburn now has moved out to a 9-0 lead over Georgia in the first quarter.
That's down in Athens, too, isn't it?
Yep, in between the hedges. Georgia has lost all of its non-conference games. Look at this. Harvard's leading Yale. Yale trying to win them all this year, and I heard that they expected close to a sellout crowd at the Yale Bowl today. Second down. Wengler looking for a friendly shirt. Can't find one. Gets it upfield to the 37-yard line. Keith Ferguson, number 65, was hunting him. Couldn't quite get him. Tech and Navy are even at 7 in the first quarter. That's down in Atlanta. And Bo Ryan's Wolfpack leading the Blue Devils. We're now at a minute 56 as the clock stops with Wengler going out of bounds. They need to go from the 37 out to just beyond the 41 for their first down. So it'll be third and a little more than 4. Again, good coverage in the Ohio State secondary that time. They break it up the middle with the fullback, Roosevelt Smith, and the Buckeyes get him short of the first down. Just short.
Oh, it's close. See where he marks it. Carter, he can make a few folks miss. And he is flanking out to the right side. I figure they've got to go to him once in a while.
Wengler will put it up. He's going for it. He's got him out there. He's got the ball. He's got a touchdown. Jimmy Carter for 59 yards. And the Wolverines are on the board with 1.5 minutes to play in the first half. And Brian Virgil in for the extra point try. 31 out of 32. It is good. And so, this great big house full of folks roaring as the Wolverines take the lead 7-3. 6 plays, 80 yards, 59 yards, scoring strike, Wangler to Carter. 7-3. Michigan with 1.5 minutes to play in the first half. Ty Hicks and Tim Spencer are the deep people for Ohio State. And Haji Sheik will kick off for Michigan. Hicks will put it down. First down, Ohio State at the 20. Here's the touchdown.
There you are. You see Wangler come back, fake to the I-back Edwards, turns, catches Carter up the sideline. He'd gone by Ellis, leads him perfectly right here, drops it over the defender. As a matter of fact, Carter had to wait a little bit.
Yep.
And of course, he's gone. He's a flyer. Oh, yeah, he likes it. Bo said he's a feisty little guy. He's tough. He's not very big, but he's tough.
Buckeyes first down at the 20.
Thank you very much.
And Schlichter will put it up. Throws it short. Pass is complete. And Jim Gale, coming out of the tailback position, had come right down in the short zone. And the play works for about 7 yards.
Well, you're going to find somebody open when you give a passer that much time. They gave Schlichter a lot of time, and he kept looking and stayed in the pocket. And
Chris Godfrey almost got to it.
Yeah.
Not quite.
And he finally found a receiver.
Rick Volley in at fullback, Gale the tailback. Schlichter now is 5 out of 10 for 57 yards.
Blitz.
Heaps on this time. Passes away. Donnelly's got it. Brilliant play by both Donnelly and Schlichter. It took some guts for Schlichter to hang in there because the thundering herd was coming. Ware and Needham were really coming.
He really shows me something here. Watch the pressure on him, and bang, he gets rid of it, puts it right in there to Donnelly, over top of a defender. That's Simpkins there, I believe it is. 40, and right into Donnelly's hands. Great throw under pressure.
And Doug's looking right back into a very bright sun.
Oh, that's a super play.
Ball is at the Michigan 48-yard line. First down, Ohio State. No pressure this time. Schlichter shoots his bullet. Pass good to Donnelly. Hit by 2 Wolverines down at the 30.
You think
and
he can?
42 seconds to play.
Did he hum that ball?
Oh, remember what he did to UCLA. UCLA had Ohio State whipped. And suddenly he took him right down the field for a winning touchdown.
They put a blitz on from the strong side of the field. There's no underneath coverage. The defensive secondary comes up, but Donnelly hangs onto that ball after being stuck pretty good.
Clock running at 40 seconds to go now. First down at the Buckeye 30. Schlichter throws it to the sidelines, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. Hunter was over there. He threw it in the general direction. What the important thing was there to stop the clock.
Well, they have one timeout left, but you can see the confusion on that one drive that ultimately led to the field goal. The use of timeouts unnecessarily. It could be very costly here. They have 35 seconds. They do have one timeout, and of course, with an arm like Schlichter, he can really drill that ball. It gets there so quickly.
He took him 80 yards against UCLA's prevent defense in 95, 96 seconds.
Well, but Ohio State's trying to blitz him here. They try to get to him, but they have not been able to, and he just picks you apart.
Back he goes.
Now 3.
It's Donnelly, and it is almost caught. My gosh, he almost came down with that ball. I wouldn't have given him any chance. He was right between Reeves and Harden. And he almost gets it.
You know, he looks bigger than he is. He's 6'1", 170. Here he comes across, and look where that ball hits again. Schlichter throws it right in there. Well, he made a sensational effort for that ball. He really did. I didn't realize that. The ball was a little bit high. He was very fortunate to get his hands on it.
29 seconds, as you can see, and it's 3rd down and 10 from the Michigan 30. Wolverines leading 7-3. No pressure. Pass goes good to Williams, and Williams is down at the Michigan 8-yard line. Michael Harden brought him down. Now Ohio State spends its final timeout with 22 seconds to play in the first half.
They've got a first down here, plenty of time, 22 seconds. But they have used their last time out. He'll have to kill the clock without Patterns. The other thing they're going to have to decide on whether or not they want to go for a field goal in the event that the running play is unsuccessful. But I would guess offhand, Keith, that he will put that ball in the air. It'd be foolish not to.
See Williams coming across. He is lonesome. Nobody around him.
No, they have sacrificed the underneath coverage, it appears, and hoping to get to Schlichter, they've been unable to do so. Even that time, they only rushed 3 men, but still the receiver was wide open.
Now in this possession, Schlichter has completed 4 out of 6 for 72 yards. And that's how dangerous he is.
Well,
he's a cool cookie. He's got some heat on that last play, and he delivered the ball right on the money.
He'll have to throw the ball into the end zone if he expects to complete a touchdown pass, because if the ball is tackled before he gets to that goal line, that clock's going to run on him. They can't stop it unless they have a hustle huddle or a clutch play to throw the ball out of bounds to kill it. This is where coaching comes into play.
22 seconds to play in the first half. Michigan leading 7-3. Conley, Hicks, and Williams are all wide to the left. Now they send Hicks in motion. Schlichter looking to the corner. Getting some pressure.
Get rid of it.
He gets it off. It is incomplete. Curtis Greer, number 95, was looping and coming, and Pergovac was after him, and so was Kites.
They had trips, or 3 receivers to the left here, put 1 man in motion, thinking that the entire defense would swing to it. Michigan did not swing. They stayed there. And they had good coverage to the side that Schlichter was trying to throw on.
15 seconds to play in the first half. Jim Gale, the tailback. Paul Campbell, the fullback. Campbell, a good receiver. Now, they send Campbell up into a tight end position. They got him loaded to the right side. Pass is in the air. The pass is incomplete, intended for Campbell.
Man-to-man coverage, and they were right on him. I think Schlichter rushed that just a little bit.
Yep.
Now they're going to go for the field goal.
11 seconds to play as Anakievsky comes into the ball game.
You know, he's got 11 seconds on the clock. I think he doesn't want to sacrifice that 3 points. I think he'd have ample time, 11 seconds, if he told Schlichter that he wasn't open, just to throw it away. He's wasting an opportunity here, I believe.
It's a 25-yard field goal try by Anakievsky. He's 2 for 2 today.
He's automatic.
And there's still 8 seconds to play.
Well, I think he missed that 1 long field goal earlier.
Yeah.
To the right.
So it's a 7-6 ball game with 8 seconds to play. And again, you have to, sitting up here, of course, it's a lot easier than it is down there, but you got to feel that they did have time to run 1 more play.
Yeah, I think that if Earl Bruce would have merely told Schlichter to, well, of course, the other thing you worry about as the coach, I must say this, that you're afraid that Schlichter, because he has such confidence in his throwing ability, could have been tackled and sacked before he got rid of it. Then they would have missed the field goal as well. But I think if Schlichter is quick enough with the arm, that he probably could have had another opportunity to score a touchdown.
So Ohio State will kick it off. Atha comes in to do that. Earl Bruce pacing the sidelines. And Carter goes deep with Lawrence Ricks, number 46 for Michigan. And Ohio State still hasn't scored a touchdown on Michigan. High floating kick for Carter at the 3. Oh, look out. They get him up at the 27-yard line. Norm Burrows, number 4. Crimson Tide rolling along undefeated. Ball is handed off to Stanley Edwards. And Edwards runs out the clock. And that
quarterback.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately got hurt. And
is he going to play again?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see at halftime whether he will or not.
Maybe you wouldn't have had Wangler in there if he had.
Well, no, we would have. Anytime we got into a situation like that. But, you know, we got to play better ball second half and move it a lot better, because we're fortunate to have a 1-point lead because we've done it on 1 play. And but our defense is hanging in there pretty well.
Okay, Bo, the best luck and
Naturally, we're looking forward to a rather violent 30 minutes of football.
With the ball, 4th down and goal to go. The Ohio State defense digging in, and they turn the Wolverines away from the goal line early in the going in the first quarter, when it looked like Michigan was going to get in there for the touchdown. But the Buckeye defense was right there and held on. Now, a young man named Jim Gale was involved in this kind of a play. This is the diagram of the basic play by Ohio State.
This is just a reverse pivot tailback play. You see him just come off tackle. The blocking is straight up. They doubled on the nose man with what we call an isolation. He comes back, sprint draw. You see the backside guard, number 56, Ken Fritz, pulls around, picks up number 41, Canavino, and of course he picks up good yardage. That's the play that they hurt Michigan with on several occasions in the first half.
And it set up an Ohio State field goal by Onikiewski. Now this 59-yard lightning bolt from John Wangler coming on in relief of Rich Hewlett. He throws it in the money to Anthony Carter, and it's touchdown.
And he had beaten Ellis, the defensive right corner man, overthrew him. You can see a great effort. He makes the catch, and I believe it is that Bell there?
Yeah, Todd Bell.
That almost gets Carter. But what a big bomb that was.
That made it 7-3, but then Ohio State came right back. This play, again, go to the electronic diagram, and this pass pattern by Ohio State. Schlichter throwing to Williams.
There's a great drive by Schlichter. Here it is. He just came down the field, turned inside. The defense was deployed in a blitz. Schlichter got the ball away. And of course, here's the wide out coming straight down the field. Gary Williams, number 44, turning inside. There was no inside support because they had blitzed. You can see 40 Simpkins coming back. And of course, they finally knocked him down at about the 8-yard line.
And Ohio State with 11 seconds to play.
Well, really fine first half, but you know, Bill, all great football games are won in the second half with great effort by one team or the other.
One quick question. What was the confusion you wanted to get to Art?
Well, we had a misalignment in formation, and we couldn't straighten it out.
Didn't want to pedal it.
Yeah.
Okay, that clears that up. Let's go back to Keith.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. We're ready for Ohio State to kick off to Michigan, with the Wolverines leading by a point, 7-6. Anthony Carter and Lawrence Ricks are the deep men. And the sun continues bright. Michigan will be working into a little breeze of about 10, maybe at the most 15 miles an hour. The kick is in the air, and it's a high hanger, and it goes to Ricks, and he falls down at the 12-yard line. My goodness. Well, Ricks has some room to get it back. Merrick also played well in the first half of the Buckeyes. Al Washington and Jim Laughlin. That's a very good linebacking core for the Buckeyes. And those outside linebackers, actually what you would call defensive ends. It's at the 13-yard line for Michigan, first down. John Wangler opens the second half at quarterback with Smith and Woolfolk behind him, and Woolfolk has the ball. And Butch gets it out to close to the 19-yard line before he's brought down by Marcus Merrick. The Ohio State defensive secondary lines up with Mike Guess, who's played so well for so many years. Ray Ellis, who got burned on that Carter touchdown play. Todd Bell, number 25, is also a junior, and so is Vince Skillings, who is the safety, number 48. Second down and 4 from the 19-yard line. Tailback has it again. Woolfolk gets it across the 20, out to the 21. And again, Marcus Merrick is right there for Ohio State. So this big freshman really developing into a heck of a football player. The lineup for Michigan this way with Woolfolk and Smith, the setbacks behind Wangler. Clayton and Mitchell are the wide men. The offensive front, Marsh, Harris, Arbesnik, Liljebecker, and Muransky. Carter is out of there right now on third down and 1.5 yards. They go to a double tight end arrangement with Betts on one side and Marsh on the other. On third and 1.5 yards for the first down to keep the ball.
Pressing the clock.
Well, they give it to the tailback, and Woolfolk diving ahead. I don't know if he made it. We'll wait till they unpile him. Al Washington, number 15, was right there for Ohio State.
Doesn't look like he made it.
Took a long time for Woolfolk to get the ball and get going.
Yeah, it was very slow developing play.
For it, the coach has nothing doing. Here's the man that stopped him, Al Washington.
He fills from the linebacker. You see number 59, George Lillia's center, trying to block him. And he comes around behind and saves that from being a first down and forces a punt situation.
Ohio State sends 3 people back deep now. Guess is the man they want to get the ball. Need a big punt here from Virgil. They don't get it. Fair catch is called by Williams up at the 49-yard line. That was a 29-yard punt. So Ohio State is right about midfield. Curtis Greer is a defensive tackle. Mike Turgeback had a big first half defensively for the Wolverines. Dale Kite's a tackle. The outside linebacker, Ben Needham, 83. Mel Owens is the other outside linebacker. And the big guys inside are Ron Simpkins and Andy Canavino. And at the 49-yard line, here comes the Buckeyes, their own 49. Michigan leading 7-6. Third quarter just getting underway. The handoff is to the fullback Campbell, and Paul is down to the Michigan 45. He gained 6 on his first carry. The Michigan defensive secondary, Mike Jolly, fine senior, and Jeff Reeves, the Wolfman, or safety. Volley is in at fullback for Ohio State. They put Donnelly in motion on second down and 4. Fullback has it. Fullback goes for the first down as he gets across the 40 to the 39. And the offensive front for Ohio State, very impressive in moving for that first down.
You know, in checking the first half stats, it's amazing that Ohio State had the ball at the 39-yard line of Michigan, the 34-yard line, the 28-yard line, the 6-yard line, the 8-yard line, and now they've got it back down to the 39-yard line. They've had great field position, and they only have had 2 field goals.
On first down, Donnelly, who's run about 4 miles already today, is in motion. This time Schlichter takes it away from the fullback and gives it back to the trailing back. Coming up the sidelines, Jim Gale. Gale in there right now instead of Murray. Gained a couple on it. Second down, 8 coming up.
Another thing, Keith, that is interesting statistically in the first half, with the exception of the last drive when Schlichter drove the Buckeyes down to that field goal to make it 7-6, he is yet to pass on first down.
They're still young.
Outside. Let's go. Let's go.
Gives it to the tailback, Gale. Gale to the 34-yard line. He's going to need 5 now. He's got to go to the 29 for the first down. Third down coming up. Mike Turgeback, number 77. Very obvious all day long.
They generally take one shoulder or the other. You can see here that he's pushing off the blocker, comes all the way around him, which is really unusual. That shows great quickness because he really went the wrong way and still made the play. It was Tom Law trying to block him.
3rd and 5. Schlichter puts it over there to Gale. Gale's got to dive for his first down, and he's close to it. I think his forward progress will be good enough for the first down. Reeves tried to turn him back, couldn't do it.
It was flooded the side, and he just dumped the ball off, and it was just enough to get the first down. He marked the ball. I believe the official is marking the ball. Yep.
The first half stats.
I think the most important figure is the last figure at the bottom, which is 15:03 possession for Ohio State, 14:57 even game, even though there is a big difference in the yardage. 243 for Ohio State, 165 for Michigan.
First down, Buckeyes at the Michigan 29. Fullback Campbell. And Campbell having a pretty good sized day, isn't he?
They're hurting Michigan in this drive to the inside, just on the off tackle, the fullback slants, and they're keeping possession of it.
Ball now with 29 yards, 6 carries. Notre Dame ahead of Clemson, 10-0. They have a chance to finish with 8-3. Georgia taking the lead over Auburn and taking them down in Athens. Bulldogs win it. They go to the Sugar Bowl. That's short of the first down, looks like, as he just gets over the 20-yard line. Campbell is a very versatile athlete. There's another interesting ball game down in the Atlantic Coast Conference area. Wake Forest in South Carolina and Georgia Tech, Navy. Navy, if they could somehow get by. Look at that. That's an upset in the making there, isn't it?
Yeah, Yale was undefeated going into that game.
The Harvard Crimson giving them all they want. Rick Volley is back in at fullback now. Hunter and Donnelly are wide left. Schlichter turns it up the middle, tries to punch in for his first down. Turgeback hit him. And let's see whether or not Turgeback was able to be inside the 19-yard line with 9:52 to play in the third quarter. And Michigan leading 7-6. Buckeyes have 2 field goals from Monokiewski. A 59-yard touchdown pass for Wangler to Carter, accounting for the Michigan scoring. Ohio State possessing the ball, sitting on the clock. Let them have the ball too long. They're going to do something with it. Schlichter hands the ball inside the Volley. And Volley getting good leadership up front from Andrea, Waugh, and Fritz. Finding some room.
Well, they're grabbing off good yardage on those first down plays, and they're just giving the ball to the fullback just inside and bending the interior of the Michigan defense.
He got 6 yards inside the 13. Second down and 4. The 10th play in this possession, which started on the 49. Schlichter hands the ball off to Gale, and Gale takes it for the first down as he reaches the 7-yard line of Michigan.
Been a well-executed drive by the Buckeyes thus far, and they're able to penetrate to the inside of the Michigan defense where the strong suit, Turgeback, Kite, and Greer are. With Simpkins and Canavino behind them.
The goal line bunch going in now. They've got Greer and Nicolau, 96, who just went in. Turgeback, Godfrey, and Kites all up front. It's first down and goal to go, Ohio State at the Michigan 7. Volley, the fullback, inside the 5 to the 4. Greer, the tackle.
He's really quick coming off that ball.
They're just Buckeyes right now chewing a hole in the middle of Michigan's defense.
Now let's see if they can break that long drought that they've had as far as scoring touchdown is concerned.
Ohio State's had the ball better than 5 minutes in this possession.
I think they've thrown just one pass, that little flat pass for the first down.
Second down, goal to go from the 4. Schlichter gives the ball to, no, keeps it. And he's just short, just short. He and Gale hooked up on that play to the right side, and
Gale, they got a holding penalty
flag down here, holding against Ohio yards. So there's a lot of difference.
I'll tell you, I think they're doing the right thing. I'll tell you, Schlichter is so dangerous with that ball. I wouldn't want to give him 2 opportunities to throw it instead of 1.
It is third down and goal to go. Right about the 18. Going to put it up. Gets it away in the corner. Touchdown, Hunter. Ball was tipped by Jolly. Well, there were 2 Michigan people back there, and they let Hunter get away from him. Jolly got a hand on the ball.
They were in absolutely perfect coverage, but it was a great concentration on the part of Hunter. The ball was deflected by Jolly, and he kept his eye on it, grabbed it for the first touchdown since 1975.
They're going to go for 2 here, looks like. 7:19 to go in the third quarter. Ohio State gets its touchdown to get a 12-7 lead, and they're going for 2. Earl Bruce now is out on the field, and he's calling Williams off the field.
If he's not careful, he's liable to get 15.
That's right. He had 11 men out there. They're going for 2. Gale in motion. Schlichter wants to throw. Pressure's on. Pass is no good. Interception. Jolly stepped in front of the intended receiver, Donnelly. And so Ohio State gets the touchdown, but they don't get the extra point, and Buckeyes lead it 12-7. Those are the numbers on Ohio State's scoring drive. The Buckeyes, in their last 3 possessions in this ball game, including the first half, have scored 2 field goals and a touchdown. A 12-7 ball game as Bob Atha from Worthington, Ohio, kicks off. Oh, and he hammered it. Anthony Carter will have nothing to do with this one. It's gone. And here's a look at the touchdown, and watch particularly in the corner of the end zone where Michigan appeared to have this play defensed well.
Yeah, they deployed perfectly. You see right there is Jolly. Number 16 reaches up. Oh, that's almost intercepted. He was trying to intercept the ball. Bounced off of his hands. Look at the concentration of Hunter here. That was great concentration.
It really was.
There's another look at it. He leaps to try to intercept. Ball goes out of his hands. There's Hunter reaching out with his left hand, bringing it back to the inside. You see his feet are inbounds, and it's a touchdown.
And Michigan now. First down at the 20. And whistle stop it before the snap of the ball. And one more look at that Ohio State touchdown.
You see how close things are. Jolly almost intercepts, and of course a great job by Hunter again. That concentration on that ball, and just think about the effort that it took to score that first touchdown since '75. Boy.
Kurt Becker, the offensive tackle, was moving on the play. That's the first penalty of the day, illegal procedure against Michigan. The ball is back at the 15 where it's first down and 15, and Wangler on a rollout gets it upfield, complete. And Roosevelt Smith, coming out of the backfield, the fullback, is really punched hard by Todd Bell as he made the reception.
Well, that was Al Washington that really put a hit. What did they call it? They didn't call that complete?
Wave it off?
Looked like he had possession.
I thought he had 2.
Let's see if we can see this. You see Wangler comes back, takes the Woolfolk, the eye back, rolls out to the right. There's the throw. Catches it.
No,
a definite possession, in my opinion.
Second down, 15. Wangler to pass. Goes deep. Carter's out there. He's got it. He's all the way down at the Ohio State 18-yard line, 19-yard line. Vince Skillings saved the touchdown. 66 yards on the play.
What a throw. He threw that ball a long way. Wangler's got an arm. Watch how far he throws this ball. He had a lot of time. What's the time that he has? Just stands in there. Now he unloads it. There's Carter. Skillings, who saved a touchdown or 2 touchdowns a year ago in this same game. He's a great safety man, but this time they got behind him. There's the throw again. Carter right on the money.
Back to live action, first down at the Ohio State 19-yard line. Wangler, broken play, turns it upfield, runs it for a yard.
Really, the right side of the Michigan line moved prior to the snap.
Yep, looked like the tight end might have been the man dancing over there, Doug Marsh.
That's what that other infraction was on the penalty. The right side moved. I don't know whether they're having trouble with the cadence or not.
No flag.
No, they're taking it down. Apparently he snapped the ball early.
Carter comes in, bringing a play. And Betts, tight end, comes out. Ball is at the 18-yard line of Ohio State. It is second down and 9 for Michigan. 6:05 to play in the third quarter. Carter has caught 2 passes today for 125 yards. Wangler blitz, gets away from the blitz. And he's got a first down inside the 5 of Ohio State.
Put the heat on him. You watch here, you see Wangler knows that he doesn't have much time. Number 36 is Marek. He avoids him. Everybody is covering man for man and running with the defenders. And of course, Wangler comes all the way down to the 4-yard line.
And it's first and goal to go at the Ohio State 4-yard line. 5:40 to play in the third quarter. Fullback. And Smith doesn't find anything. Lawrence Reed, the Michigan starting fullback, separated a shoulder in the early going of the ball game, and he's out.
Well, the thing that is not expected in this ball game is for the two teams to be making as much yardage and as quickly as they have.
Ball is at the 3 now on 2nd down. Here's a big play right here. Ohio State jumped. Offside, Buckeyes. Tim Sawicki trying to anticipate the call, encroached. Half the distance.
You see, he reacts. You see Wangler moved there as he made his first call. Sawicki reacted, but you move on the ball, not on sound. There it is again. He might have gotten a little infraction of the center move a little bit.
Wilger moved his head, yeah.
That's right.
2nd down, goal to go from the 1.5 yards. Wofold.
No.
To the 1. Washington right there for the Buckeyes.
You got to remember the Buckeyes have only yielded 27 points in the last 6 games. And their defense has really come on strong, and their goal line defense in this game has been terrific.
Time taken here by the officials as an injured Ohio State player, Marcus Merrick, is shaken up. The medical staff is on the field in his behalf with 4:28 to go. Glenn Cobb is in replacing Merrick at the linebacking position now for Ohio State. Wangler sets him up. Too much time?
No.
Sawicki moving.
Jumped again.
Sawicki, the middle guard, trying to anticipate. And he encroaches again. So they'll move it up.
One thing, he can't put it in the end zone, though. That's one thing they can't do. He's making it a shorter way to go, but the Michigan Wolverines have got to put it in across that line on their own.
It is 3rd down, and Ohio State is charged with a timeout. All right, time is back in. 3rd down and goal to go. A ½ a yard for the touchdown. Ohio State charged with that timeout. They have a little bit of disorganization again out on the field, and one player too many. 3rd and goal. Smith. Touchdown.
It was delayed on the call.
Well, it's pretty close.
The second effort, he gets it in. He gives him the ball here, dives into the pile, then he rolls off of it right here, and his momentum is forward, and he falls. You cannot see it. My guess is right there, number 12.
And Michigan's going for 2, 13-12, trying to make it 15-12. Wangler gives the ball to the fullback, and he rolls it in there. Roosevelt Smith.
Big play, big play.
So that removes the possibility of an Ohio State field goal, giving them a lead. 15-12 Michigan. To get the 3-point lead. We'll have another look at that touchdown play because it was close. Deep men are Ty Hicks and Tim Spencer for Ohio State. Ali Haji Sheik will kick off for Michigan. Hangs it up. It's hooked toward the sidelines, but they're going to play it over there. It's Ty Hicks, and he's still scrapping. Actually, the second effort there cost him a little bit. He had it out to the 19, and they rolled him back some. Tony Leone. 80 yards, a little over 3 minutes, with Smith jamming it in. But the big play for Smith was when he went in for the 2-pointer.
Well, that was a big call, and of course, it's going to take a field goal will tie. A field goal without that 2-point play would have lost.
Say hello. Well, Mom, hi.
Gale and Volley are the setbacks for Ohio State behind Schlichter. And Donnelly is wide to the left side, and the tailback has it. And the gain is from the 17 to the 19 as Canavino makes the hit on Jim Gale. Gale is a sophomore out of Hampton, Virginia.
I think another thing to keep in mind here, Keith, with 3:33 to go in this third period, is the fact in the fourth period, Michigan will have the wind advantage, and Schlichter will have to throw into the wind.
And the wind is stronger now, all right? It's quite a bit stronger.
Yes, it is.
3:20 in the third quarter. Schlichter with it on an option. Turn it upfield, gets it out to the 23. And they're going to be looking at third down at about 4. They gave him almost to the 24-yard line.
Attention, please. Richard Dykeman, please go to first aid.
Williams is in as a wide receiver. That's
Please go to first aid.
Gary coming out wide right there. Ohio State really uses their 25 seconds.
They sure do. Here comes that same little pass. He dunks the ball out to the flat man. There it is again.
That's good for a first down as Gale puts a move on and juked. Actually, Turgovac and Simpkins were in a position to get a hold of him. Volley came around and gave him some help, and he went for the first down.
Exactly the same pass that kept their drive alive on the first touchdown.
Los Angeles Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. And it's really a put-up ball game for the Rams on Monday night. ABC's presentation of NFL Monday Night Football. First down, the ball goes to the tailback, Gale, and he's having a big day as he gets all the way out to the 39-yard line. So he ran from the 31 for 8 yards.
Gale coming into this ball game and well, they run the ball 35 times all year for 137 yards.
I suspect Murray might have been shaken up or hurt a little bit or something, because we haven't seen him since Gale broke that first big run. Minute and 45 to go in the third quarter. 15-12, Michigan leading. Second down and 2. They send Gale up the middle, and he's got the first down, just riding behind the offensive surge. So Calvin Murray has been hurt. He has a hip pointer. Those things hurt.
Oh, they sure do. I'll tell you this, though, Gale is performing exceptionally well. He's 5'10", 194, a little bit larger than Calvin Murray. He's from Hampton, Virginia.
Ball is at the 42-yard line of Ohio State. First down for the Buckeyes. Michigan's defense jumping around a little. Put a 5-man front up there now. And Schlichter hands it in the middle. And there just isn't much there for Rick Volley. Some of the other scores from around the country. There's Cal Murray right there. Oklahoma, Missouri getting underway. That's down in Columbia. And Temple leading Penn State 7-6. You know, Temple lost to Tulane in the inaugural Sugar Bowl back in 1935. The Owls haven't been to a bowl since. If they win today, they've got a very good chance of going to a bowl game. At halftime, Harvard still leading Yale by 2-0. Second down, still about 10. Schlichter's going to put it up. Gets it off down the sidelines for Donnelly. He's right there. Ohio State first down at the Michigan 15-yard line. He got behind Mark Freeman, looked right back into that bright sun, and the pass hit him right on the number.
Well, he didn't. He was way past Freeman. He was wide open on this play. He ran right up the sideline. There's the throw, way over top of Freeman. Number 28 avoids one tackler there, and of course, finally, number 53 comes back and knocks him down. It's Mel Owens.
42 yards on the play, and Donnelly is a speedster. You can see the quickness there.
He runs right by him. And the ball was right there.
Just inside the 15-yard line with Campbell back in at fullback. The ball goes to Gale, and the tailback breaks it. Fumbles. Michigan says they have it. Let's wait and see.
Yep.
They do. Mike Jolly is on the ball. With 12 seconds to go in the third quarter, Ohio State turns it over again. Second turnover in the ball game. First time they have lost it from a fumble.
I'll tell you this, he was ripping through there for yardage. I think it was Jeff Reed that came in there and pretty good hit on him from the outside.
And the ball is down at the 9-yard line of Michigan. The Wolverines get it with 12 seconds to play, and when they turn around, they will have the wind at their back. Woolfolk, the tailback, out to the 12. And the third quarter runs out. We'll continue with Ohio State, Michigan after this match. We go to the final 15 minutes of football in this 76th meeting between Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan leading 15-12. The ball is at the Michigan 13-yard line. Second down and 6 for the Wolverines. The tailback, Woolfolk, dives across the 15. Got to go just past the 19 for the first down. Todd Bell, the rover, diving in. And the numbers at the 3 quarters for the game are these.
You can see that Ohio State has 378 yards in the first 3 quarters, and that's an awesome amount of offense. Of course, the turnovers have hurt them, and of course, the staunch Michigan defense has kept them to just 1 touchdown.
Well, you suggested first thing this morning that if there is a pressure factor here, it probably sits on Ohio State more than Michigan.
I'll get into that right after this play, Keith.
Third down, they need 4. Wangler runs out of there. He's got his first down. Buckeye defense deep played well, but the middle opened wide up for the Michigan quarterback, and he took advantage of it.
You know, Keith, coming into this ball game, I felt that Ohio State would be under an awful lot of pressure. They had everything to lose, little to gain in the contest. Michigan was coming in loose. Ohio State has not been in a pressure ball game in the last 6 contests, winning by big margins. And of course, you don't have the necessity to make those important decisions when you're ahead 30 and 40 to nothing. They've made some mistakes, I think, in this ball game.
Handoff goes from just inside the 25, out near the 30, with Roosevelt Smith, the fullback, carrying. Again, to make the point, just give me a second error, that Lawrence Reed did suffer a shoulder separation, and Calvin Murray, the starting tailback for Ohio State, has a hip pointer.
Yeah, the point that I was making is in the first half, Ohio State unnecessarily had to take some timeouts because of play confusion, formation confusion, and of course down on the goal line down here, they also made some mistakes. And of course, that's what'll happen. They're under heat right here.
Second down and about 5 for Michigan. That's Woolfolk, the tailback, big hole, and he's got a first down. Well, I tell you, it is a good thing that the Ohio State defensive people were able to react quick enough and make that play. Number 68, Tim Sawicki, right there. Missouri has gone ahead of Oklahoma. Look at that. But Woolfolk had picked up a head of steam and cut to the outside. He had a lot of room.
Yeah, the one thing about the Ohio State defense, they're really quick. There's holes that are opened up, but they really close them fast. And of course, they really were a much improved team from the beginning of the year. They're in a goal line type of defense here.
First down at the 36-yard line. And certainly not much that time for Roosevelt Smith. Did you see what South Carolina was doing to the Demon Deacons? It's Iowa leading Michigan State 7-6 in the second quarter in a Big Ten bowl game. The Illini.
I think the strategy is interesting on first down play there. The Ohio State Buckeyes wanted to give Michigan a bad play if they possibly could. And they gambled, went to a goal line type of defense. They shut them off, and they forced 2nd and 9. That's what they wanted.
Wangler hands the ball off to his tailback, Woolfolk. There isn't much there for him. Laughlin, number 5, outside linebacker, stopping the ball carrier.
Washington assistant.
Ball is at the 38 of Michigan, where it's third down and just about 8 yards.
Well, we can expect probably a run action pass here. Try to maintain possession of the ball. And Wangler thus far has had a hot hand.
11:40 to play in the game. Going to put it up. Goes to the sidelines and into the bench. Clayton was down there. Looked like he might have been the intended receiver. He had his tailback over the middle.
Yeah, I don't know whether the route was incorrectly run. Seemed like 2 men were in the same area, and it looked like he might have been just throwing the ball out of bounds to get rid of it and not take any chances.
Now with the wind at his back, Virgil to punt.
Looks like they're coming after it.
They are. They block it. They've got it. Todd Bell, touchdown. Laughlin blocked it. Bell took it in. That is the 4th Michigan punt that has been blocked this year. And Ohio State cashes it in as Laughlin blocks it. Bell takes it in for the touchdown. And the Buckeyes are back on top 18-15.
The amazing thing about that kick block, and it's been a problem to Michigan all year, is the fact that the defenders were almost in Virgil's lap before he got the ball off.
That's right. Anakievsky for the extra point. Castagnolo holds. Kick is up and good. No, it's not good.
Why?
Hooked it out. Well, how do you do? It's still a 3-point ball game. Here's your block.
Watch how the Ohio State players are right in Virgil's lap. Watch this. They're right there before he even comes close to getting it off. They almost overran it, actually.
Bell picks it up and races in for the touchdown. 11:21 to play in the game, and the Buckeyes lead by 3. Just absolutely mind-boggling that a football team like the University of Michigan would have this much trouble with its kicking game. It's incredible.
Well, there's certain years you have all kinds of problems in one particular category, and balance is the important thing, but their kicking has not been anything to brag about.
Bob Atha kicks it off, and Anthony Carter accepts. Back on the 2. Oh! One man, Norman Burroughs. Otherwise, he was flat gone. Here's the block again. Now, you see Virgil going into his 3rd step. Well, Laughlin has got his helmet right on his numbers by that time.
Well,
the fact that the kicker goes down, he's fair game once that thing is blocked.
And this is one of the few times in college football that you can advance a free ball. And, of course, Bell does and scores a touchdown.
But, however, they miss the extra point.
Well, that's amazing.
93, Mike Lemerande has been hurt. Lemerande is being helped off the field, holding his right at the 30-yard line. Carter wide left, Clayton wide right. 11 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the game. And here's Wengler with a pass to the sidelines. Carter dives, can't get it. Now, let's spend a moment with Bill.
Well, Keith, for the first time in 25 years, the Yale Bowl was sold out today. The official crowd, can you believe this? 72,018 fans. But they are being disappointed because Harvard, with 2 long drives, has gone ahead of undefeated, untied Yale 13-0.
Bulldogs have got to win the Ivy, though, even if they lose today. 2nd down, 10. Michigan just inside the 30. Give it away to the tailback Woolfolk, and the Buckeyes have got him up at the 32.
Well, I'll tell you, going back to that kickoff, Carter came within an eyelash of taking it all away.
There's Hewlett. Started the ball game. Rich Hewlett with some ice on his ankle. He started and looked pretty good.
Yes, he did. Looks like he has a sprain.
Bo was interested in getting a little more option play in his attack today. He's done in by injury. Woolfolk goes in motion on 3rd down and 8. Ball dumped out there to the fullback Smith, but he isn't going anywhere. Al Washington is right over there for Ohio State. The Buckeye defense does its job.
Now, the big problem is your confidence is completely shaken in the punting game. Now you're really going to be hurting here, worrying about another block. And let's see whether or not Ohio State elects to come with the 10 men. Yeah, they are. They're coming up with 10.
Would.
Yep.
Michigan punting today, 28.5 yards per kick on 4 punts with a block. Burgess back there. No pressure this time. Gets it off. Guess is going to accept it back up to 34. And run it back to the 44. 36-yard punt. 9:45 to play in the game. Ohio State leading by 3 and with good field position. Good defense as Ohio State comes up first down from their own 44-yard line. Play goes into the middle with a fullback volley carrying the ball. And he gets a couple of yards. And here's Bill.
And at Athens, Georgia, with 6:35 to go in the third quarter, Auburn has just gotten a dazzling 67-yard touchdown run by James Brooks to go out in front of Georgia 15-10. The reason it's 15, the two-point conversion failed.
Okay, Bill, that Brooks and Cribbs are, boy, there's something at Auburn. Second down and 8 from the 46. Schlichter pulls it down, will run it, and goes down. Ron Simpkins, number 40. He lost about 3.
And I think that looks like Ohio State's buttoning up and getting a little conservative. I think that they've got to can't take a chance like that. They got to keep possession of the ball if they expect to win. This was just a very conservative keeper play by Schlichter. Let's see if they go to the air with it. I think they have to maintain possession if they expect to win it. Draw.
Give it to Spencer. And Tim Spencer, freshman running back, number 46 in there. He's out to about the 49, well short of the first down. And Orris comes in to punt. Well, let's see what happens. Orris is going to lift it up into the wind. The wind is kind of quiet right now, but in this huge bowl, it tends to swirl some down on the field, and it makes catching the ball sometimes a little more difficult.
You got Dynamite back there to catch it, too.
Anthony Carter, the deep man. No pressure. Beautiful kick.
Coming out of bounds.
Nope. He shot it for the corner. Hit it 50 yards, but just missed the corner, and Michigan gets it first down at the 20. You have 7:52 to play in the ball game. On Friday, while y'all are still full of turkey, we'll have Florida State and Florida for you at noon Eastern time, followed by Houston, Texas Tech. It's a big ball game for Houston. They've lost one time, losing only to the Horns of Texas. Florida State, of course, is still undefeated, looking for an 11-0 season. Ohio State looking for 11-0 season. They lead by 3. Michigan first down at the 20. Wangler pitches to Woolfolk. And Butch turns it across the 30 to the 33. He's now run for 66 yards on 17 carries, getting 13 there.
That's one of the most consistent plays that Schembechler has run, a big sweep, and we've only seen it 2 or 3 times today, and it's been successful every time they've run it.
Clayton comes wide. They haven't used him much today either. Stay with Woolfolk up the middle. A couple of yards to about the 35.
Looks like he's trying to set up a bootleg pass, which we may see on the next call.
7:10 to play in this game. Here's Bill again.
Well, in that crucial ball game, as far as Michigan fans are concerned, Indiana has fallen farther back as the Boilermakers have just scored here late in the third quarter. 27-7, so it looks like Ohio State is into the Rose Bowl, regardless of what happens here, because Purdue has a big lead now.
And we're playing for pride and bragging rights, at least. Boy, look at this. Buckeyes were really coming. The Robert, Todd Bell on the blitz, and when Wangler turned back into his pattern, how do you do?
They're coming with a bootleg back to this side, and they blitzed perfectly. They guessed exactly right. They had man-to-man coverage on, and they fired him. And before he got any opportunity, watch here. He'll fake to the fullback, and then Woolfolk. Now he's going to try to roll to his right, or left rather, and no chance.
Loss is back to inside the 29. Third down at about 14. Wangler sets it up. Pressure's on. And they've got it. And so the Ohio State defense again does its job as Laughlin and Sawicki got the Michigan quarterback that time. And Ohio State should get good field position again.
He had a couple open receivers that time, but he just couldn't find them. Marsh was down here wide open, and he was stomping his feet after Wangler got knocked down. Let's see. Looks like they're returning.
Gets it up in the air this time. A little better kick. His guest goes back, takes it at the 27, and that's where it's going to be put out. A 43-yard punt with 5:24 to play in this ball game. Ohio State leading 18-15. It's going to be very interesting now to see what Ohio State does with the football. Last possession, very conservative. 5:24 to play in the game. Fullback, Paul Campbell. Moves it from the 28-yard line out to the 32. Got 4 yards. And Yale finally got on the board up in New Haven. 13-7 there. Texas over TCU. And Villanova jumping all over Rutgers in the fourth quarter. Ole Miss sitting on Tennessee by 7 in the second quarter. And Temple still leading Penn State 7-6 in the third quarter. Second down 6 from 32 for the Buckeyes. That's the tailback, and it's the freshman Spencer, 200-pounder from St. Clairsville, Ohio. And he's out to the 39. That should be a first down. It is. NC State over Duke.
Well, I'll tell you. Excuse me, Keith. You're going on. I was just looking at the clock as well as thinking along with Bruce. With his 3-point lead, he doesn't want any mistakes, and he'd like to grind out 2 or 3 first downs if he can.
39-yard line. Clock running at 4:25. Tailback Spencer again. And he dives for about 3 to the 42.
And you look at the other side of the coin, I think Bo will probably go to some goal line gamble defenses to try to get that ball back.
Second down, 7. Fullback Campbell to the 44. Now he's got to make a decision on 3rd down and 5. Bill?
And the Georgia Bulldogs fumbled on their own 28. Auburn recovered it in 8 plays. Joe Cribbs blasted it in. The 2-point conversion was good. And now Auburn 23, Georgia 10. And that is even more paving the way for Alabama to go to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Bill. 3rd down and 5 for Ohio State. Nope. They give it to Spencer, and he gets out of there and gets the first down. And oh, what a big play that was. Raymond brought him down at the Michigan 39. He ran for 17 yards. And there's depth. That's where it pays off. Late in the fourth quarter.
Came right into the split end side. Just ran the sprint draw, and I think that Michigan thought that he was going to throw the ball. They came up the field. Watch him come to the weak side, to the split end side. Michigan is deployed well. The sprint draw, they think he's going to pass it. He cuts it clear back to the inside and runs by all the tacklers.
First down, Ohio State at the Michigan 39. Now 2:40 to play in the game. And time definitely the ally of the Buckeyes as Campbell hits it to about the 36 for 3.
Oh, they'd like to bleed that time off that clock. Don't make any mistakes down in here. You got to take your hat off to Earl Bruce. He's done a remarkable job with his football team.
Unless things change, they're going to finish 11-0 and go to the Rose Bowl. What you can do outside of winning one out west. It's the tailback to the 35-yard line.
Now he might be tempted with the little time left. That little pass that he's thrown, he puts a double flanker out, puts the eye back in motion. It's a very safe pass. and they've maintained possession of the ball in the third and fourth period on that same pass twice. Let's see whether or not he goes to it.
On the ground, Ohio State today, 208 yards, and Michigan 153. Third down and 6.
Now I think he's going to run it. Run balance to the left.
Spencer, the tailback, Campbell, the fullback. Schlichter going to do it himself. Oh, what a great block. Gets around the corner and gets a first down, and see you around.
They caught Michigan off balance. They went unbalanced to the left side. They were outmanned, and Schlichter had all kinds of running room. You cannot see it from this particular shot. Michigan needed to adjust more here to the defensive right, or from your film view, you can see Schlichter gets coverage, gets leverage on the corner. He wasn't going to throw that ball, and he kept the ball.
Campbell threw a big block for him to get him around there, didn't he?
Sure did.
Timeout on the field, charge to Michigan with 1:22 to play in the ball game. Ohio State has the ball, first down, and a 3-point lead.
Sweden's Ingmar Stenmark, the master.
Is 106,255.
The most valuable players today for Ohio State, Art Schlichter, have been very obvious. Mike Turgovac has had 11 solo tackles and 5 assists. Middle guard for the Michigan Wolverines. Ohio State now trying to run out the clock as Schlichter takes the snap, and he's held up at the 25-yard line, gained about a yard. We now have 1:15 to play in the ball game, and Michigan is down to its last timeout. They've just called another one here, stopping the clock, so they have one more to go. Chris Schenkel and Dave Dials with scores on the Prudential College scoreboard. Coming up, and at 4 o'clock, it's Alabama and Miami from Tuscaloosa. Well, we've got a whole lot more fun for you today here on ABC. The respective scholarship funds, general scholarship funds at these two universities, will receive from Chevrolet $1,000 in the name of the two players, the MVPs, Mike Turgovac, fine middle guard for Michigan, and Art Schlichter of Ohio State. Schlichter's numbers: 12 out of 22, 195 yards, 1 touchdown. He ran 11 times for 33 yards, and he was pretty much on the money all day.
Well, again, the kicking game of Michigan, which we had talked about at the top of the show, has created their problems.
They were sitting on a 15-12 lead. Kicks blocked, took it in for the touchdown, and
it's amazing how the kicking game has absolutely destroyed this Michigan team. They have 3 losses, or will have in a couple of seconds.
Spencer, the tailback, and he keeps chugging away, and now Michigan will spend another timeout and bring up third down. Clock is still rolling along. Now they call it and stop it at 1:02, and that's their last timeout. And so this 76th renewal college football between Ohio State and Michigan is about over.
Chevy's National
Noble contest.
It really has been a great football game.
Schlichter running around with it, running as far as he can get. Stays inbounds to keep the clock running, and we go inside a minute to play now. And Ohio State comes up to Ann Arbor and wins today, unless something dreadfully dramatic happens here, with the clock running at 40 seconds to play in the ball game. And Clemson has moved ahead of Notre Dame 13-10 up in South Bend. Should have a final for you. Getting close to a final. We'll certainly watch it on the Prudential College scoreboard. There's the time remaining in the ball game and the time running. Schlichter running out the clock. They shove him out of bounds. 17 seconds. This is Ohio State's first win here. Or Ohio State's first win here, I guess, was what, 1975, wasn't it? 21-14. Jerry Klein, our research. Mike Swanson, our stats today. 17 ticks remaining on the clock. A crowd of 106,255, which is a new all-time regular season attendance record. Gives Michigan more than 730,000 home attendance in 7 games this season. So Don Kenham will need a little help going to the bank, the athletic director here at Michigan.
You know, Keith, I think that when the first touchdown pass that Hunter caught, it seemed like a big burden had been lifted from Ohio State Ball Club. They'd finally gotten the touchdown. You could see their confidence soar again, and they played exceptionally well from that point on.
Michigan should be able to get off a couple of plays here. Now let's see what they do. as they get the ball at their 25-yard line, and Wangler goes back to throw. Ohio State in the prevent defense, and Wangler throws it deep with Carter going downfield, and Anthony really had no chance to get to that ball. He had double coverage, obviously, and the clock stops with 11 seconds to play.
Let us not forget what happened here against Indiana in the closing seconds of this ball game. Well, Carter took the ball when the clock ran out.
That's right. 11 seconds to play, second down and 10 for Michigan. You don't anticipate something happening, but you never knew.
There's still 11 seconds on the clock, and
Jackson, number 21, one of the wide receivers, part of the other. Wangler has a lot of time, goes over the middle with it, and it's intercepted, and that'll do it. Merrick comes up with it. Marcus Merrick intercepts. And the clock is stopped with 3 seconds to play on the turnover. Crowd roaring out onto the field. They may just go ahead and run the clock off. People are pouring out of the stands. And it would seem to be a virtual impossibility to continue the game. And I think they're just going to let it run on out, but they have not yet.
Well, they're going to conclude it. They're shoving them off the field here. They're bringing the Michigan people back to the bench.
Seems relatively academic.
Yes.
They're going to have trouble finding 22 players, I think. A lot of the Michigan players have already gotten as far as the mouth of the tunnel over there.
Yeah, that's right. Some of them are going up the ramp. They don't know that the game is not over yet.
Ohio State will have one snap. Just send 11 out there and snap it. Been a good football game. You got to think that as you look ahead to 1980, what with all of the young players on both these teams, they're both going to be right there again, 1980.
Oh,
especially
gosh,
Ohio
yes.
State. You know, wouldn't be surprised to see them come up preseason number 1.
When you look at their lineup, they're a very young ball club. They've got a lot of these people back. And, of course, Schlichter is back. That's the important thing.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
Well, he's got a great arm. And, of course, in addition to that, he's a tough kid. I mean, he can take a lot of punishment.
One snap's all they need. Hart will take it and sit down. And that'll do it. The Buckeyes go 11-0, win the Big Ten, and will go to the Rose Bowl as the Big Ten representative. Earl Bruce, in his first season, succeeding Woody Hayes at Ohio State, rides off the field on the shoulders of his players. And why not? He's done a hell of a job. The Ohio State partisans and their team exulting in victory as they win today in Ann Arbor. The executive producer of NCAA college football is Roone Arledge. Coverage of the Ohio State-Michigan game produced by Chuck Howard. Directed by Andy Sedaris. Our technical director, Michigan, Ohio State 18, Michigan 15.
Tomorrow, it's the nerve-shattering conclusion of the French Atlantic affair. A bomb is set that'll blow up a luxury liner and everyone aboard, unless the ransom demands of a fanatic are met. Watch.
And hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Normally I'd go right today for the top 10 scores, but we had sort of a unique situation in Athens, Georgia today because
6,000 plus, largest crowd ever to see a regular season college football game. 11-0, first undefeated, untied Ohio State season since 1968. And the Buckeyes said, we want to go in through the front door, and they did. 18-15, Ohio State goes to the Rose Bowl. Iowa State playing Nebraska.
Lead Army.